I have been feeling like my anxiety has been at an all-time high. I wanted to start doing little things. Okay, we're good. It has been a really long time since I last uploaded, at least that I've felt, because I have been feeling like my anxiety has been at an all-time high. And I actually think it's taking up more space in my life than I'd like to admit, to be honest, because lately I've just felt like I've been making more excuses for the things that I usually would just do on command or that I've had to do. Even little things like running errands or writing emails or things like that. I just feel like I'm making a lot of excuses for things that don't need to because of my anxiety. I feel like I've even done that with taking care of myself, with working out. It's been super hot out, so instead of going out and taking my walk, I will make up 100 excuses as to why I don't want to go out there. Putting all of those little excuses for everything that I want to do is just always because of my anxiety, and I'm scared of what could happen. I just wanted to take matters into my own hands, and I wanted to start doing little things. I can't be the only person dealing with anxiety, and this isn't really like a fix-it video. It's more like the first steps I'm taking. If that helps anybody or comes across anybody that is feeling the same way, that would be a bigger reward than me coming back to YouTube and uploading and getting back on my schedule. Helping somebody would feel much better, obviously. But anyway, I'm gonna go to the store, get a couple of things. Even if it's like 100 degrees outside, I still just want to get out there, get through these feelings as best as I can. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I'm sure it'll help me in some way, somehow. And yeah, just know that you're not alone, and a lot of us are actually feeling this way.
Scan 849 savings 250. How many store providers? I know.
Oh my god, we ran a lot of errands. Is that what you would say?
What?
We ran a lot of errands?
Yeah.
We hadn't gone shopping in a long time for food and everything that we need. So that was a lot, kind of.
Yeah.
But we got it done. And it wasn't 100,000 degrees because it's nighttime now. Anyway. So this is obviously by no means the perfect iced coffee recipe, or iced latte, I guess. I'm not really sure what the ratios of coffee and milk and whatever determine what type of drink, because I'm not a coffee expert maker, but making my own coffee at home definitely is something that I guess brings some level of peace, maybe because I have control over it, and I don't know if that's 100% a good thing or maybe a bad thing, but when I feel like I'm in control, a lot of the time I feel like a little bit less anxious, or a little bit like things won't go wrong. And yeah, it's just coffee. It's not that serious, but it's just something that I thought I would show, because I think having little routines in the day, especially the morning to start your day and stuff like that, are very important to set you up for a better day. Even though coffee has caffeine and a lot of people do get anxiety because of it, I actually kind of feel the opposite. Almost like the act of making the coffee itself makes me feel less anxious. I just feel like it's a really personal experience. Even though, like I said, it's just coffee, you kind of just are quiet and away from your phone, away from social media, because that's another big thing that I feel like has been making me anxious. And it sort of like takes away from those distractions where you could just focus on what you're doing and what you're gonna put in your body in this case. I just really like having like that little routine and being able to take some time in the morning, knowing that you have that time every morning. I feel like it's really special too. So yeah, it's just something that helps me and that I think has been a really special part of most of my days. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I am using a different lens right now. That's the reason why there's this like vignetting. This is actually an 18 to 50 millimeter f2.8 Sigma lens, and it's made for APS-C cameras. So I have a full frame. That's why it looks like this, unless I were to enable that feature on the camera, which I don't, because I kind of like this vignetting, like this effect. But yeah, my brother let me borrow this just kind of to try it out. I was thinking about it a while ago because I saw somebody on YouTube that was using it for like vlogging and stuff, but I actually had bought a, I think 16 millimeter Sony lens a little while ago before I went to Cancun, and that lens is amazing. I just think this one's really unique because first of all, the whole vignetting thing. Second of all, that size of 18 to 50, I feel like it's not maybe as popular. I just feel like it would be maybe like a cool little lens to have in my kit. For now, I'm not really thinking about it too much because I usually use two main lenses, but I feel like this one's unique. I liked it. If you notice something a little different, that's why. Okay, so we're back to dealing with the 100-degree weather. It's fine. When it came to this whole anxiety journey and trying to find just things that bring me more peace or just slow things down a little bit that might feel productive at the same time, just a little more chilled out, I feel like that's something that I really need. I came across the like gardening section and I decided to pick up 3 different vegetables. I have a beefsteak tomato plant here, which seems to be doing the best, to be honest, a jalapeno plant, and then Carolina Reaper plant. I make a lot of salsas. I eat a lot of spicy food, so I felt like this would be the best to start with. What I didn't think through was actually, watch out, Jasper. He's curious. What I didn't think through was the space you need to grow tomatoes. So upon coming back home and checking all of these things out, I was like, there's no way that this is gonna work out here. So I'm gonna buy a separate planter for the tomatoes, but I think the chilies will do fine on here. If they don't, I can always fix that. It's my first time planting vegetables, and I felt like picking up gardening would be something that could help with this anxiety journey, something that could ground me a little bit more, bring me more peace. This should be exciting. This should be something that's really chill, something that's super relaxing. I don't want to say mind-numbing because you do need to think a lot about what you need to do to get this healthy and in order. I thought it would be a nice little hobby to add to the plethora of hobbies that I already have. And yeah, let's see how this turns out. I don't think you have to break up the roots, right? I should Google that. I don't think I had to break them up too crazy. I've actually never had Carolina Reapers. I was always scared of them, but honestly, I think I've built up a good tolerance for spicy stuff. Probably be good in salsa, honestly. That's kind of the way I was imagining it. Check out those roots. cool. Let's take it out and see. I'm even wearing my gardening shoes, even though I have no garden. I just bought them for fashion, I guess. One thing that has been helping me a lot with, I keep repeating anxiety, but one thing that has been helping me with, whether it be anxious moments or just where I'm feeling really down mentally, I really think that journaling has been helping me with that. And not only journaling, but I actually found this at Barnes & Noble. It's called the Anti-Anxiety Notebook. And I thought it would be a good idea just because it's something that I could take into my own hands. Didn't really need to wait around for somebody to tell me to do it. And I also feel like through this cognitive behavioral therapy, it's something I've never tried. So it was something I was willing to look into and try to implement into my life to see if it could point me in a different direction, just because other things obviously haven't worked. Of course, like doing the things that I love doing have helped. Running little errands, picking up new hobbies, like a vegetable garden that I'm starting, and just things like that. I also needed somewhere where I could almost like vent, and these are just my own personal feelings and stories and day to day. So I think following this notebook has been kind of holding me accountable, being able to reflect on the things that I feel, and it has been super helpful so far. Of course, it's not like it's like melting the anxiety away, but it definitely helps sort of to like address things that I might have not been aware of otherwise. And yeah, I really have been enjoying it. The little vegetable garden kind of like reignited the want to continue my aquatic plant journey. And for anyone who's new, or if you've been following my saltwater aquarium journey, I obviously don't have plants in that aquarium for many reasons. Might start soon, but that's a different story. That is coming soon, I promise. So I have had 2 freshwater aquariums. Unfortunately, my fish in my 20-gallon tank passed away. It seemed sort of like a really unpredictable tragedy, and I don't want to get too much into it because if you're a fish keeper, you know how much it hurts to lose fish. And then upstairs here in my office space, I had a little betta fish in here that I loved very much. She was a part of like all of my work days, and unfortunately she also passed away because of a different situation. And saying that out loud now, I sort of feel like a shitty fish keeper, and I know neither of these problems were my fault. Sometimes as fish keeper, and I would just say a pet owner, it can be really hard losing pets just because they become such a big part of your life, and they are just cute little innocent animals. There is one great piece of news that happened from this. One of my shrimp from my freshwater tank downstairs ended up surviving, and he has been in there for a little while. I decided that that tank was a little too big for just one shrimp. I thought maybe the best thing I can do is transfer all of my live plants that I have downstairs and put them in this little 5-gallon aquarium that I have in my office that was for my betta fish. After setting up this little tank yesterday, I realized how chill it was, how much fun I had just aquascaping. It looks super beautiful, very peaceful, very calm. Made me reflect a little bit on how even if things go bad, there can always be something better or worth fighting for in the end. So I wanted to fight for this little shrimp. I wanted for him to have a good rest of his life. Maybe this video is a little bit more on the sad side, I guess. This is a reality of a lot of people's lives. I feel like a lot of us deal with anxious thoughts and anxiety in general, and it can be really hard. This is just sort of like your little reminder that if you're going through it, things get better. You could just take steps to get out of these ruts, get out of these negative thoughts, and to just live the life that you want to. I'm looking forward to seeing how the anti-anxiety notebook helps me, and I'm looking forward to adding more little guys into this tank and seeing how my vegetables grow and just getting back into the groove of things, running more errands, taking care of myself. Time for a new chapter. So just to say with this video, I wasn't trying to explain to people how to get rid of their anxiety. I just sort of wanted to share my experience and give some encouragement to people who they're feeling the way I am. As bad as you might be thinking that it is, there is always a better ending to things once you can see through the dark times.